This is my physique 2 years ago, and this is my physique now. I used to be built like an absolute skinny fat twink. Yes, I said twink. And I'm going to teach you how I became an absolute stud and used it to get girls. Now, I wasn't always like this. Yes, I too used to be a skinny fat nerd who couldn't get a single crumb of pussy. And why would I? If you looked at my physique, I had bitch titties. Titties filled with gynecomastia, a flabby stomach, and bitch hips. And because of that, I used to be so self-conscious about the way I looked to the point where I couldn't even take off my shirt in public places because I felt so bad about how my physique looked, and I felt so self-conscious that I'll just tell everybody that I was going out with originally that I don't want to go anymore. I was too self-conscious about people seeing my nipples that I said no to the whole entire event as a whole. Because of my self-confidence taking such a toll, it obviously affected the way I used to talk to women, to the point where I couldn't even have a simple conversation. Imagine that. You can't have a conversation with the girl of your dreams because you're too worried about the way your nipples look to her because of the way it's protruding out of your shirt. Imagine that. The girl of your dreams you could be talking to right now, but you're too focused on the way your flabby stomach is poking out your stomach, is poking out of your shirt, that's the reason why you can never date her. Absolutely tragic. And because of that, I needed to change. I needed to elevate myself to the point where I not only felt comfortable talking to them, but also to the point where I felt above them. I needed a way to specifically rebuild myself to the point where I could deconstruct the old me and reconnect and rebuild myself into the new person that I needed to be to finally be able to talk to the woman of my dreams. And that's where I found out that I can looks max, or more importantly, looks max my physique. And you might be asking yourself, what is looks maxing? Well, looks maxing is making yourself look better aesthetically, mainly facially wise. And the main way of how you do that is you work out your jawline, your lower hyoid, your masseter muscles, and basically all the muscles in your face to make yourself look more aesthetically pleasing. That is looks maxing. Now, what if there was a way you can ascend that? Or ascend to the point where your physique is the main point of how you get girls, or the way you ascend yourself into the new person you need to be. Because think about it, if looks maxing consists of making yourself look better facially, what if there was a way for you to do the same thing but for your physique? The same way of how you can fix your jawline, your masseter muscles, the lower hyoid that I talked about beforehand. What if you're able to do that to your shoulders, your traps, your upper chest, your lower lats, to be able to specifically target the muscles that make you more aesthetically pleasing to the female gaze, the same way how you're able to do that for looks maxing. And the way you do that is by specifically targeting the V taper muscles, that make you look so good to the opposite sex. The muscles that specifically make your physique stand out. The muscles that make your physique pop and make it so attractive to the opposite sex. And that's the V taper. So you may be asking, what exactly is the V taper? Well, the V taper is the opposite of the hourglass figure. You know how us guys were attracted to certain things in girls, and that's the curve in the hips that a girl will usually have. That's the first thing we see in 30 seconds of a woman. Let's say she walks right past us on the street and we look at her. The first thing we're seeing is whether she has curves or not. That is the same thing a woman will look at you for if you have the V taper in your physique, your wide lats, your upper traps, your upper chest, your shoulders. She's specifically looking for that Dorito shape in your physique, and that's what makes you stand out to her. And if you want to know how to specifically use these muscles to get girls, or the girl of your dreams, where I personally help you to use these muscles to get the girl you want, go down the link in the description, click it. But essentially on how to train these muscles is you want to go to the gym for at least 5 days a week, where you be working out for 2 sets of 8. Yes, I said 2 sets of 8, not 3 sets of 12. That bullshit that other gym influencers will give you. That doesn't even work. Imagine that. Such propulsive high levels of volume that's so redundant and you don't even get the amount of effort you put into. No, I'm specifically making you do 2 sets of 8 reps. Yes, 2 sets of 8 reps where you're going to be pushing to maximum failure. And then you're going to do it again. And you repeat that cycle over and over and over and over again to the point where you physically feel bigger and you look in that mirror and you see your physique double in size. And there's a reason why I'm emphasizing the point of the V-taper physique. It is not necessarily to denounce looks maxing as a whole, but to say that you should also be ascending your physique, or it should be put at least the first thing you work on before the general looks maxing where you do your face muscles and you work out your jaw and everything like that. Because you might be saying, what if I had a good HTN or MTN in looks maxing knowledge? That's basically saying you had a glow up basically in your face and everything like that. But you're saying that, oh, what if I just had a good face and none of the physique shit or anything like that? Would I not be just as fine? Well, my rebuttal to that is, imagine you're walking down the street and there's 2 guys and the woman is walking right in between them. And she has to pick one guy in the span of 30 seconds. She cannot make 2 choices. She cannot make a second choice. She has to pick one guy in the span of 30 seconds. Who do you think she's going to pick? If you think that she's picking the guy with the over maxed out jawline and the high HTN, you are very much mistaken. Like I said before him, the V-taper is the opposite of the hourglass figure. It's the thing we see first. We see first and foremost. You see somebody's physique before you see somebody's face. And that is why she's picking the guy with the physique and, yes, a decent face, than the guy who just has a nice face and has a skinny pencil build. Overall, with this information, I've taught you how to ascend your physique and use looks maxing knowledge to enhance your physique and make yourself the best competitor in order for you to get the girl of your dreams. My name is Bo, and I'll catch you later.